Welcome to the Buddhi Academy. In today's video, we will continue the class 8 science chapter, that is microorganisms, friend and foe. So in the last videos uh, we have seen the useful microorganisms, how the microorganisms are beneficial to us, how they are used in preparation of food, medicine, vaccine, then how they increase the soil fertility and the cleaning of environment. So all these we have learned in the last video. In today's video we will learn about the harmful microorganisms which affect us and may cause diseases in us. So the harmful microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microbes cause diseases in human beings, plants and animals. So these may cause diseases or illness in humans, plants or animals. Now such microbes which cause diseases are called as pathogens. So some microbes or microorganisms can cause diseases in plants, animals and humans, and such disease causing microbes are called as pathogens. So what are pathogens? The disease causing microbes are called as pathogens. So what these microbes can do? Some microbes can spoil the food, clothing and the leather which we use. Let us learn more about the disease causing microbes in humans. So pathogens enter our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink or the food we eat. So these pathogens or the disease causing microbes can enter our body through the air that we breathe, the water we drink or the food we eat. So these diseases could be air, water or foodborne. Then they can also get transmitted directly by contact with an infected person or carried through an animal. Now these diseases can be transmitted either by direct contact with the infected person or they could be carried by an animal. We will learn such examples ahead. So microbial disease that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called as communicable diseases. So when these microbial diseases, when some diseases which could be transferred from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or direct physical contact, these diseases are called as communicable diseases, meaning they can be transferred from one person to the other through these factors. So examples of such diseases include cholera, the common cold, chicken pox and tuberculosis. So when for example, when one person has a common cold and if he is sneezing and all, coughing, we usually maintain a distance or take precautions not to get infected by that person, because this common cold is a communicable disease and it can also infect the healthy person. Similarly, when someone has chicken pox, we try to maintain a distance from that person so that we are not infected by the diseases. So when a person suffering from common cold sneezes, fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air, and the virus may enter the body of healthy person while breathing. So when an infected person or a person suffering from common cold sneezes, fine droplets of moisture or water may get spread out through the air, and if we breathe this air, a healthy person may get the common cold. So how can we prevent this? We should always keep a handkerchief on our mouth and nose while sneezing so that we could protect the people around us. Then there are some insects, as we have read here. These diseases could be carried through an animal. So there are some insects and animals which act as carriers. So there are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease. Now what does carriers mean? Now these insects or animals will not be infected with the disease, but they will carry the pathogens which cause the disease inside them. Okay, so there are some insects or animals which act as carriers of disease causing microbes. So these insects and animals will carry these pathogens and they could infect the healthy person. So there are some insects and animals which act as carriers of disease causing microbes. For example, housefly is one such carrier. So the common flies which we see around are also carriers of disease. Now how these will carry the disease? These flies sit on garbage and animal excreta. Now the pathogens which are present in the garbage and everything will stick to their bodies, and when these flies sit on the uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. So these flies, as we have seen, they sit anywhere. Okay, when these pathogens sit on the garbage and all, the pathogens will stick to their body, and then if these insects or the flies sit on the food which is uncovered, the food may be contaminated with the pathogens, and whoever eats this contaminated food is likely to get sick. So this is how the house flies will act as carriers of diseases. So it is always advisable to keep the food covered. This is the reason why we are always told to keep the food covered with a lid, or advised not to eat food which is uncovered or unhygienic. Then another example of carrier is female Anopheles mosquito. So this female Anopheles mosquito carries the parasite of malaria. We all know that mosquitoes cause malaria. Now why this happens? This is because the female Anopheles mosquito which is there, it has the parasite of malaria inside of it. So when the insect bites us, actually the parasites get transferred to our body, and the parasite or the pathogen causes the disease malaria. Then also female Aedes mosquito acts as a carrier to dengue virus. In a similar way, this female Aedes mosquito will carry the dengue virus. Now how can this be controlled? Now we all know that these mosquitoes, all the mosquitoes breed in water. So they breed or reproduce in water. Hence it is advisable to not let water collect anywhere near a house or in our surroundings. So we should not let water collect in coolers, tires, flower pot, etc. And by keeping our environment clean and dry, we can prevent these mosquitoes from breeding. So we should always keep the surroundings, our house, clean and neat, so that we could avoid this breeding of mosquito. And we should also not let water get collected, and as these mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. So here this is a chart of common human diseases which are caused by microorganisms. So here we have human diseases, the microorganisms or the pathogen which causes the particular disease, the mode of transmission, that is how the disease is transmitted, and then preventive measures. So tuberculosis is caused by bacteria and it is transmitted through air. Then measles, it is the causative organism is virus. It is also transmitted by air, through air. Then chickenpox. Chickenpox is also caused by a microbe which is a virus, and it can be transmitted through air or by contact. Then the fourth one is polio. Polio is also caused by a virus and it is transmitted through air or water. Now let us see the preventive measures. So keep the patient in complete isolation. Now this isolation or the separation of patient is important because most of all these diseases are airborne, because they could be transmitted through air. That is why it is very essential that the patient is kept alone or isolated. Then keep the personal belongings of the patient away from those of the others. So the patient as well as all his belongings should be isolated from the healthy people in the house. Then vaccination should be given at a suitable age. As we have already learned, we are mostly given the vaccination at early ages. So the vaccinations can prevent these diseases. Then we have the waterborne diseases, that is cholera and typhoid. Both these cholera and typhoid are caused because of a bacteria. Cholera can be transmitted through water and food, and typhoid is transmitted through water. So how to prevent or what preventive measures we can take against this cholera and typhoid? So maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. So we should maintain personal hygiene, that is we should always keep our body and our house clean, and we should maintain good sanitary habits. Then consume properly cooked food. So we should consume food that is properly cooked and boiled drinking water. We should drink the boiled drinking water, as boiling of water kills any microbes which are present in the water. Then again, vaccination is an important factor in preventing various diseases. Another disease, hepatitis A, which is also caused by or transmitted through water and is caused by viruses. Now how we can prevent this hepatitis A disease? Here also the vaccination is important. If vaccination is done at a suitable age, it can be prevented. Then drinking boiled drinking water. Okay, so drinking boiled water can also prevent this disease. Then malaria, the causative microorganism or the pathogen which is responsible for malaria is a protozoa. And the mode of transmission, as we have already learned, is through mosquitoes. These mosquitoes carry the parasite of malaria or the protozoa which causes the malaria. Now how we can prevent this disease is use mosquito net and repellents. We can use the repellents and nets. Then spray insecticides and control breeding of mosquitoes. As we have already discussed, we can control the breeding of mosquitoes around our household by not allowing water to collect in our surroundings. So these were some of the common diseases which affect humans and their mode of transmission. Then disease causing microbes in animals. As I have already said, various organisms can cause diseases in humans as well as plants and animals. So here we will see the disease causing microorganisms in animals. So several microorganisms not only cause diseases in humans and plants but also in animals. Example of one such disease is anthrax. So anthrax is a dangerous disease. Anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease. So this disease can infect both human and cattle, and it is caused by a bacterium. So this anthrax disease is caused by a bacterium and it can affect the humans and the cattle. So another example is foot and mouth disease of cattle, which is caused by a virus. So another example of animal disease is the foot and mouth disease, which affects the cattle and it is caused by a virus. Then disease causing microorganisms in plants. We have seen the disease causing microorganisms in humans and in animals. Now we will see the pathogens in plants. So several microorganisms cause diseases in plants like the diseases in plants which are caused by microorganisms. Some of the examples are wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple and others. So plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple and many others are affected by these disease causing microorganisms or the pathogens. These diseases reduce the yield of the crop. So definitely if the plant is infected by a disease, it will usually reduce the yield of the crops. It will reduce the yield of crops. Now these diseases which infect the plants could be controlled by the use of certain chemicals. That is, we usually use pesticides and all to kill these disease causing microbes. So these disease can be controlled by the use of certain chemicals which kill the microbes. So in this table, some of the common plant diseases which are caused by microbes are given. So first the plant diseases are given, then the causative microorganism, the mode of transmission and the images of the plants. So the first is citrus canker. Okay, this disease citrus canker is caused by bacteria and the mode of transmission is through air. Here you can see small dots which are formed. These usually affect the citrus fruits. Okay, here you can see it is a lime which a person is holding and it has got these black dots like. So this is caused by bacteria. Then the rust of wheat, which is caused by fungi and it can spread or transmit through air and seeds. So here you can see the leaves of wheat which have this yellow dots. So the next is yellow vein mosaic of bindi or okra. This yellow vein mosaic of okra is caused by a virus and it is transmitted by certain insects. As we can see here, the veins of the leaves have turned yellow. As we can see here, the veins of the leaves have turned yellow. So this is a disease which is caused by viruses. So these are few examples of disease which the pathogens or the disease causing microorganisms affect the plants with. Then the next part of food poisoning and food preservation we will see in the next video. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to the Buddhi Academy.